Hello guys and welcome back to another FPL video. Today I'm going to reveal to you how my team is going to be set up and what is the team of my team this year. Of course, I'm not going to be playing a regular FPL. I'm going to be playing a teamed FPL. For those of you that do not know, I had this idea since the end of last season because I became bored of following the same trends over and over again, and I wanted to do something spicy. And because there is a World Cup at the end of the year of the season 2026, we are going to play only with players from nationalities that have won the World Cup. That means that Uruguay, Italy, Germany, Brazil, England, Argentina, France, and Spain are going to be the 8 countries that are going to be eligible to pick players from. That limits myself to several issues that we're going to discuss in a second, but that way we're going to salute the World Cup season that's going to start after this FPL season ends, and we're going to give shoutouts to the players and to the nationalities that have won the World Cup. I think that's going to be an interesting idea, and I want to hear your opinion about it down in the comment section. Now let's go and see what those limitations are going to mean and how we can go around them. Looking at the players info and the limitations that we're going to put on ourselves, we are going to start by saying that there are 611 total players. This is data of Transfermarkt. So there are total of 611 FPL Premier League players. I'm not exactly sure if they are all available in the FPL game at the moment, but 611 total players are registered in the Prem at this moment. The available players at this moment are 321. Those numbers can change because new transfers and new players from different teams and from different countries can be joining, and of course a lot of players may be leaving. So at the moment, at the time of recording, it's 611 to 321. That's almost half of the players gone for me, but those limitations look way worse when we go and take a look at who is missing. No Salah, no Haaland, no Virgil, no Bruno, no Mbumo, no Isaac, no Gyökeres, no Frimpong, no Ait Nouri. Who else am I missing? That's pretty obvious. No Elanga, no Chris Wood. If we go to other teams, no Wissa. So basically we are playing with fire when we don't pick those great players, because Salah, VVD, Bruno, they're pretty good in FPL. And this year in particular, the two players that I regret most not having to play with are Virgil and Bruno. I think that this year, with the change of bonus, Virgil will be by far the highest scorer, but still I think it's going to be a great season for me when not having access to such players. If you enjoy my idea and want to see more from me and more from that idea, please subscribe to the channel. I'm aiming for 4K before the start of the season. I think it's pretty reachable. 190 people remain to subscribe, so I think you will not regret joining me through this year's journey. I'm posting UCL content as well, but most probably deadline streams will be coming very often to you. So yeah, if you want to join the Discord group, there is a link in the description. There I'm putting all my messages that I want to put in, and if we have a poll to do what, to do when, to do how, I'm just putting it in the Discord group, and there with the group we are having a lot of fun. Now let's go and start building, and let's see how my team is going to look this year and what I have so far as a draft. So when I start building my draft, the first thing I do is I tend to go and look at the fixture difficulty rating. I'm using the FF Hub fixture difficulty rating here, and I've ordered it by fixtures available, by easiest to hardest fixture run. and I decided to focus on the first 6 weeks because after those weeks I think the data will change massively and everything will become irrelevant that we're speaking now in the preseason. So I want to focus on the first batch of fixtures up until game week 6. That's the period where I tend to look at players, 6 weeks, and that's my plan. So, starting at the top, it's Nottingham Forest, pretty interesting, but fixture against Brentford that are massively hurt by transfers. West Ham, Burnley and Sunderland make it obvious. The two hardest fixture for them are away from home, so it's going to be tough for them against Palace and against Arsenal in particular, but they've proven themselves that they can do some serious damage against anyone. After that, we have Sunderland. We avoid the newly promoted sides. Aston Villa then faces Brentford once again, Everton, Sunderland and Fulham, a lot of good fixtures. Those two teams have away fixtures, but facing twice Sunderland is good for Villa players. Brentford can be hurt. Crystal Palace are conceding goals. So yeah, it's good. West Ham, good start of the season, but when I look at the fixtures, Chelsea, Forest, Spurs, Palace, I think that these are 4 fixtures, so here I would disagree with the FF Hub, sorry. FF Hub. FGR, but yeah, that's my appeal. Then we have Chelsea, Palace, West Ham, Fulham, Brentford, United and Brighton. I think those defenses are going to be leaky. Then we have Spurs with Burnley, City, Bournemouth, West Ham, Brighton, Wolves. It doesn't look that easy on paper, but both City and Bournemouth have been struggling defensively. No, Bournemouth will start struggle defensively as they lost all of their players right now in defense. I think Zabarni is on his way, so yeah, it's going to be tough for them. Brentford, we avoid. Fulham is an interesting team to target if you're looking at some cheap enablers. Fulham is your team. City is number 9. At the bottom, we have Newcastle and Arsenal. Leeds, United, Burnley, Palace are at the bottom. But when we look at the attacking potential of those sides, Arsenal 5-star attacking potential. So teams like United, Leeds, Forest, Newcastle, City, Liverpool, all of them can concede against Arsenal. So I'm looking to bring in some Arsenal players. Leeds I would avoid. Newcastle I would avoid until I see what's the dilemma with Isak. Is he staying? Is he going? I will be a little bit hesitant to go there. United I would avoid, as I think only Burnley and Brentford are easy fixtures at the start. Palace, it looks hard for them, but Chelsea, first game after Copa Road Cup. Then Aston Villa, Sunderland, West Ham. It doesn't look that difficult for them, especially for their talismanic players. The good Liverpool team, Bournemouth, Newcastle, Arsenal, Burnley, Everton, Palace. It looks tough on paper, but once again, their team is amazing. So I think that the fixture difficulty rating is okay to look at, but most of the teams that I want to own attacking players from have a bad fixture run. So we'll see how we will address it later in the video. But for now, I think that Forest, Villa, and Chelsea are the 3 teams that I will take a look at, because I think that the fixture difficulty rating and the popularity of those players and the capabilities of those teams may be good for me. So those will be the teams that I will look at. I already mentioned that I am using the FF Hub fixture difficulty rating, and this season I am going to be partnering up with FF Hub in order to provide the best content and the best data for you. They have a very good offer at the moment if you sign up using my affiliate link down below in the description. And if you don't win your mini league, you can have your money back while you comply with terms and conditions. Of course, by joining those with those affiliate links, you support me financially. So basically, if you sign up using my link, you help me and you can use the amazing features that they have. I'll be showing them throughout this video and during the season. So yeah, if you want to take a look at, you can go following my link in the description and you can join and you can use the best data there is for the 2025-2026 season. I already spoken about the defensive side of things and how I like teams even from the fixture difficulty rating that were a little bit below, like Arsenal, Liverpool, City. They were all in the bottom half of the fixture difficulty rating, but even with that, their numbers defensively look amazing. 11fi I think I will leave in the description down below is this sheet from game week 1 to game week 6. As I already mentioned, I tend to look at 6 weeks of a period when I look at my team. So yeah, those are the teams with the best defensive runs at the start. Looking at Arsenal, 53% and 51% clean sheet odds, by the way, in game week 2 and 4 means that I would like to have a defender from them. They haven't changed defensively, so I think that they are going to be a very, very good defensive sides. Then Liverpool, yes, in game weeks 4 and 5, they have a very good defensive clean sheet data, but I cannot own anyone apart from Konate or Alisson in their team. And for now, I don't look like owning them, so it's pretty interesting to monitor. Then we have City with a good run, but the only nailed defender that they have at the moment is the goalkeeper, and it's not even nailed. So yeah, I would say that how to say it, City will be avoided at the moment. Chelsea are next, and Chelsea have stable data throughout the first 6 weeks. They do not go below 25%. Even Arsenal go below 25%. So I think those players are going to be playing stable. Forest have some ups and downs, but in particular game week 5 and 6 and even 1 and 3, you can use their players. Everton, apart from game week 5, they don't go below 12%. Aston Villa, they have a bad start of the season, but after that is 25% or above for their players. Newcastle, tough start, then 32 and 38, but then it's below 25, so I would avoid. A team that interests me a bit is Palace in game weeks 2, 4 and 5. 34%, 44%, and 25%. I think it's a good ratio. Then if we go down and look at in particular weeks, we have Fulham with 37% in game week 4, but we have Palace, Arsenal, Newcastle, even Villa with higher chances. So Fulham only for 1 week. I don't think I'm going there. West Ham with 33% in the first week, but we have Arsenal, we have Everton, and we have Forest with mixed data, and that 27.5% is against Brentford, and I think that this data is mismatched here as Brentford have lost Mbumo and they will lose Wissa, so I think those percentages will rise. So 27.5% for Forest will change. Going down below, 41% for Spurs. It's basically the best ratio, but do I believe in Spurs defense with a new manager? No. And Man United defense in game week 3 looks like the best one for a clean sheet, but once again, do I believe in Manchester United capabilities of keeping a clean sheet? At the moment, no, they haven't improved defensively. Yes, they've bought players offensively, but defensively they have been struggling in the last couple of seasons, and bringing a defender from their team is going to be probably Harry Maguire or Lisandro Martinez for me, as they're English and Argentinian. But all the rest, Yoro is a good shout as well, if I can fit him in. But by the looks of it, I will focus on teams above place 10 in the odds data, 1.5 and above. So yeah, it looks very, very likely. So I can even rely on those players even when they are having a bad fixture. Now, you know the percentages. 11FI, a great website. Once again, link will be left down in the description. Now let's go and see how my defense looks and what are my plans for that defense. This is how my team is going to shape up in defensive department. This is a team with 0.5 in the bank. So me not owning Isaac, Haaland and Salah, I still managed to spend 99.5 million of my team, and I have a 0.4 goalkeeper on the bench. That speaks volumes of what types of player I went for. But let's dive into the team right now. We start with Sanchez with Crystal Palace at home. It's not an easy fixture for them, but I think I already mentioned to you that they have a pretty stable chance of getting clean sheets in the long run. Seems like he will be playing in goal for Chelsea this season. They don't look to buy a keeper. I think they will leave him there. So Sanchez to start the season, I think it's a very, very good keeper. 5.0, I can easily pivot to Leno from Fulham, as he is German. Sanchez is Spanish, so I can rely on them. Bentley, my backup goalkeeper, is English, so he fits the criteria. I'm not using him, so by the looks of the team, I'm not using a bench boost at the start of the season, because most of the wildcard windows are going to be game week 7 and game week 13, and a lot of good fixtures are game week 15 and game week 19, but me not having to spend the budget on Salah and Haaland, that would allow me to fill in my bench with proper City and Liverpool assets that are nailed and are playing, so I can use them for the bench boost, so I will not risk it, the bench boost in game week 1 with my team. But yeah, all in all, Sanchez starts in goal for me. 5 million, I could have went with Pickford, I could have went with Raya, but that would mean that I get Cucurella in my team, and that would mean more money spent, and I want to keep a little bit in the bank. Moving into the defensive department, Gabriel Tarkowski and Muriel with Konsa and Lacroix. Those are 5 center backs, and you're going to say, but what happened with the weak backs? Where is Udogi? Where is Wan-Bissaka? Where is Pedro Porro? Those players are great in general, but my strategy is to not touch the defense in the first 6 weeks bar any injuries. That would mean that I want nailed players with a lot of defensive contribution potential. That would mean that players like Tarkowski, who was the best defensive contribution from last season, Murillo, the best Forest player in the defensive department, Lacroix, the best Palace defender in the defensive contribution department, I have them all in a rotation side. I will play the 5 defenders on a rotation basis when I showcase to you my team later on, how it fits in game weeks. It's going to be interesting to monitor, but for now, Gabriel Tarkowski and Murillo will be my playing defenders in game week 1. United away, it's a difficult fixture, but I prefer to have the Arsenal defender there, Leeds away and Brentford home. I think those 3 defenders are going to be very, very feasible. Newcastle at home, it's not that easy for Villa, but I can even rely on Konsa. He's my cheap enabler. I understand why he's 4.5. He has almost next to none defensive contributions, but he plays in a good defensive side, so I will bring him for the 4.5 run here. Lacroix, I would have wanted to go with Chris Richards, but he's American, so I cannot go for him. And if I was you, I would go with Chris Richards. I think that he's the better option. You saves 4.5, but I don't have that luxury, and I'll be playing with Lacroix at the start of the season. Mitchell is a great potential also, but there is a rotation risk now with Europe, and I just don't want to get into that rotation risk. That's why I have Lacroix and Murillo. I don't think they're rotatable. Tarkowski is going to be playing Konsa. He is not rotatable also, so I have gone with the best defensive options that there are from the defensive teams that I want, and I promise you I will showcase it to you later down in the video how my team is going to rotate every week up until game week 6, where there is a free hit potential in game week 6, but I'm not saying that I'm going to free hit in 6, because my strategy is to have saved 4 transfers, even 5 if everything is going well with my team for that run, because I can readjust to get to the good players, but time will tell how it go. I want to have a team set up for up until game week 6. No matter what happens, I can react. So that is the strategy. Now let's go and see how my offensive line is going to look. Taking a look at the attacking data, Manchester City are at the top, especially in that game week 6. They're looking very, very good in that department. Liverpool are close second, so City and Liverpool, even though they were way below in the fixture difficulty rating, they are above here. Chelsea, stable data throughout the period, so good data to focus. Arsenal, good data for the 4 weeks. Spurs is with a good data. Newcastle, even though they were at the bottom, they still have some good data, but that depends on Isaac leaving. Aston Villa and Crystal Palace finish up the top 8, and from here I would probably avoid Newcastle. So City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs, City, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs, Aston Villa, Palace. Yes, those 7 sides will be the focus of my team. Bournemouth, if you take a look at them, they improve after game week 1, and they're far better than even the likes of probably Aston Villa after game week 1, but for now I think that Bournemouth, until I see how they do it in the defensive department, I will steer clear from them. Taking a look at Forest, they're only 14 in the run, and there is more than a goal difference between almost 2 goals, no, goal and a half between Palace and Forest losing Elanga, Morgan Gibbs-White. It looks like he will be staying, but we don't know. So yeah, everyone above 9 goals, it's okay, but Brentford lost a lot of players, Bournemouth lost, Newcastle look like they will lose Isaac. So yeah, I will go with stable teams like Palace and Villa. They're not losing anyone important up front. Far from Eze, but we don't know about that. Spurs, I think that they've strengthened up massively. Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, City, they are already familiar, teams that we're familiar with, but there is a big difference between City, Liverpool and the next side. So let's go and see how my offensive line looks and how I plan to line them up. I think it looks well, but you're going to be the guys that give you your verdict on it. So here is how my offensive lineup will look. We start with Palmer against Crystal Palace. I already mentioned that Chelsea have a stable run and adding a second Chelsea player. It's pretty obvious for me. Of course, Joao Pedro is at the moment the most owned player, but I literally couldn't care less, as I don't think that he will be that great of an asset, especially at the start. Yeah, Gameweek 1 maybe, but when Jackson returns, unless Jackson leaves, and Pedro, I think, playing in a better side, especially having QCL, I think he is susceptible to some rotation, while Palmer, for me, is the most nailed player in their side. Saka, another Englishman, is going to be joining my team United away, and then Leeds at home in Game Week 2 gives me probably the best captain there is for Game Week 2, so I will be starting with Saka up front. Not up front, on the right wing. No matter if Gyökeres, Martinelli, Trossard, Havertz, whoever plays, Saka will be playing, and there is a high chance that he's on penalties. So I would put him into the side. Next up, we go to Eze, my 7.5 midfielder. This guy is going to be the option to go up to Cunha or down to Rodgers, because Brazilian Englishman, and the Englishman Eze looks like the talismanic player for Palace. I can opt for Mateta also, so I can swap Mateta and Watkins and Eze and Rodgers. They are interchangeable, especially if Eze leaves, that can be the case. But for now, I'm opting for Eze in my midfield as a penalty taker. Florian Wirtz joined as the new star signing for Liverpool, and he's joining my team immediately. He's going to be my Liverpool attacker. Ekitike, yes, he's there, but I don't know what his capabilities are going to be, especially if Isak joins. There are rumors that Darwin will leave, so that leaves me with one less player that I can opt for. Sawa is out of reach, Gakpo is out of reach. If Rio Ngumueha, I think I butchered that name, becomes a starter in any shape or form, he can be an option. Elliot, if he joins another team, he can be an option. Even in Liverpool shirt, he might be an option. McAllister is here, an option for me in that midfield spot for Liverpool, but for now, it's going to be Florian Wirtz. And the final guy here is going to be Rodri. I know that I'm surprising a lot of people with that pick, but that's my Man City attacker slash defender slash defensive contribution monster. I think that without Rodri, they struggled a lot last season, and I don't see a way for them to play without Rodri this season. I think he's nailed, and if he's not, 6.5 is not that big of a deal to lose on, and I have Konsa and Lacroix to cover for him. Up front, we're going with an English pair, Watkins and Solanke. I think they are very, very good assets to start the season with. I'm basically covering the 7 sides of the top 8. I can swap Eze and Gordon, and I will have full coverage of the top 7 sides. But for now, I think Solanke and Watkins are going to be the options, and Eze is going to remain into the squad. I think this squad is good. Sadly for Manchester City, I cannot go for Haaland, Marmoush, Doku. Those options are closed for me, but I can go for Foden. I can go for Savinho. I can go for Rodri. I can go for Gundogan. So these players I can opt for. So I have a nice split between every team. From Liverpool, I can go to 3 players. From Palace, I can go to 2. From Arsenal, I can go to 3 at the moment. Saka, Havertz, and Martinelli are here. Rice is in there. From Chelsea, I can go to Palmer, Joao Pedro, Gittens is there. From Aston Villa, Rodgers and Watkins. From Spurs, it's only Solanke. Oh no, and Theo is there, so I can go for him. I have options, not the best options, but some sort of options. So every team is coverable, not with the best assets, but with good enough assets. So I think we're okay. Ashley Barnes is just my 4.5 fodder. I'm not going to rely on him. He's just there to fit the the team. We have way more midfield options this year that I prefer over my forward options. So this is going to be one of the few seasons where I start with a 3-5-2. I'm a more of a 3-4-3 player, but I think 3-5-2 and even 4-4-2 with Rodri on the bench can be used. So we have a Spaniard, a Brazilian, Englishman, another Brazilian, English, Germany, Spain, English. So I have no Argentinians, no Uruguayans, and no Italians. So I have capabilities there. Tonali is a player that I may take a look at, especially around my wildcard when I want to stack up on Newcastle. Calafiori, if he becomes an option. Then we move to Uruguayan. If Darwin leaves, there is only Bueno from Wolves and Ugarte from United that I can think of, so not ideal. And of course, Argentinians, I can go to Lautaro Martinez, I can go to McAllister, Garnacho, if he's still in the league, can be used. Of course, if Cunha, by the way, starts as a forward for Manchester United, I think Eze will have to be dropped for Cunha because, yeah, he's a monster in the bonus points, no Europe, so yeah, maybe Cunha will be joining instead of Eze. That's why Cunha is on the thumbnail, because yeah, Cunha gave me one of the ideas because I thought, okay, I can cover Wolves. I had options to cover everywhere apart from Brentford, but now everyone that was in Brentford has left, so we'll see how it goes. Now let's go and see how my team is looking with the AI rating, because one of the FF Hub options is to rate your team. As mentioned, FF Hub have a promo where you can rate your team for free to see how good your team is, because AI can support us throughout the season, and I think that if you mix it with some eye test, with some knowledge of yours, and with some statistics, you can get the best deal. Of course, if you join by my affiliate link, you can adjust your team there, because the free option is only to rate your team, but from the next weeks you can get the options if you become part and subscribe to the FF Hub. And if you do it once again by my affiliate link, you will be able to support me, because I am partnering up with them and I will be showcasing to you a lot of data from their website. So stay tuned, and of course we will use it on streams, we will use it everywhere, so stay tuned, and I think we can have a lot of fun using their data. Here is how my team looks at Gameweek 1 with the FF Hub predicted points. I have 55.8 predicted points. It's not a lot, but I think that some of the data is not adjusted yet. I don't think they have the defensive contributions yet. They are going to add them soon. But yeah, Sanchez at 3.9. It looks okay as a start. Gabriel is at 4.3, which is good. Tarkovsky, I think, will be bumped to around 3 points, because I think he's a defensive contribution monster, and the same can be said about Murillo. I think he has higher capabilities. Lacroix, Konsa, and Barnes are on my bench. They don't seem to rate Barnes to play at all, which I would agree, but he is a fodder on my bench. Saka, my higher expected points, gets the armband here at 6.4 against United. I think that's a very, very okay rating to have. Palmer 5.8, Wirtz 5.3. Eze is only at 4.1, but I think that it's not that big of a deal. Then we have Rodri. I think the defensive contributions are not added there, and they've used some old data, so Rodri, I think, has a higher capacity as well. That's my defensive contribution monster in midfield that I can keep throughout my whole season, and I would expect around 180 points from the Rodri, because he's that good up front. Watkins and Suwanki have some good data to start the season with. Lacroix and Cons on my bench, and I get up a 90% team rating and 90% Gameweek 1 team rating. So I'm in the good percentages when you consider I do not have VVG, Salah, Bruno, and Mbumo, Wissa, all of those great players, and I have 0.5 in the bank. Once again, if you want to see your team rated, just follow my link and you can rate your team if you subscribe to the FF Hub website. So we're using the FPL.team website here. The expected points are a little bit lower here for 56.5 from my team compared to the points that we had from the FF Hub website, but still here I want to showcase to you how my team is going to line up in the next couple of weeks. This is the team for now. We have 0.5 in the bank. I think that this is a good team to go from. Then we move to Game Week 2. Okay, then we change a little bit the defense. Murillo drops down. I will probably rely on Konsa in this week. Murillo and Lacroix facing off against each other. I don't think I would like to have this. And Saka having him as a captain is a very good opportunity this week. Then we move to game week 3, where yes, Arsenal and Liverpool face off against each other. But guess what? I am putting Murillo in. Konsa, Tarkovsky and Murillo are going to be my defenders. You're going to say, but Lacroix haven't been used. Can you not use someone else? Yes, I can think about that. But with the time being, I think that we will adjust it better. We have a captain of Palmer and we're once again into the good numbers. We move to game week 4 and here is where Lacroix will shine. I am swapping Tarkovsky out and I'm swapping Murillo here for Gabriel, and I can give the arms band to either Eze, Solanke, or my captain option here can be Wirtz. Then we go to game week 5. We have Newcastle for Gabriel, Lacroix against Liverpool, so it doesn't look too good to keep the Palace defender. I may opt for someone cheaper, but West Ham here and Sunderland here for Murillo is going to do the job at the moment, with captaincy going to probably Solanke. I think that's one of the toughest weeks for me. Oh no, that's game week 6. Yeah, sorry. Game week 5, we have Lacroix against West Ham and Lacroix against Sunderland. So yeah, for those weeks, Gabriel will drop in order to feed in Murillo, and the captaincy armband will remain on Wirtz, or it will go on Eze, or even it can go to Watkins. And yeah, here the numbers are low, but still I believe that we have a proper draft. Yeah, it's game week 5 and then we have game week 6. I think we are in a good potential, and if we bank those 5 transfers, or at least do only one, we can safely rearrange the team for game week 7 when there is a good transfer wildcard window. So I can adjust it for 7 and drop players like Palace players. I can drop Sanchez and drop maybe Tarkovsky. We'll see how the fixtures change. We'll see what's the potential of the teams. But 3 to 4 weeks is the time where I will adjust my team. So for the first 5 weeks to 6 weeks, we have a very, very good potential side. So yeah, please share down below what do you think about this team, because I feel like I have nailed a good side. Yes, Lacroix is a 5.0 defender that's going to be used twice, but still I will use him twice, and most of the defenders I will use 3 to 4 times, so it's not the end of the world. Of course, we can change it to someone else. For example, I can go for Konate, as I have the budget and we have the fixtures, but it looks a little bit tricky to go for Liverpool defenders, because in game week 2 and 3, once again, I'm not playing them. It's only game week 1, but I already have a good defensive option for game week 1. So all in all, I think I have nailed down a good squad and a good way to get up points. Let's see if that is going to be what you think about it. Before we go, I wanted to point out to you that I have a member section, and if you want to support me financially in another way apart from FF Hub or donating here, you can just go and become a member. You have 3 levels. Here are the prices in English pounds. If you're in a different country, of course, it's going to be different for you. But here are some of the benefits that you get. In the basic level, you get badges, emojis, and the member section. Then in advanced, all the basic benefits are added, but then you have early access to videos, private cash league, private Discord channel that you can join, and in the legendary level, all of the basic and advanced benefits are there, but you get private one-on-one Zoom meetings with me. So if you want to support me and if you want to help me improve and make this my regular job, I think that this is a good way for you to support the channel and you earn something back for the money you spend for me. And here are the current members. We have Florin, Oscar Papas, Kauserhem, Artis Syntax, Anthony Siciliano, and Mehmet Akbulut. Sorry if I butchered some of the names, but those are the active members of the channel. If you want your name to be listed here and given a shout out, you can become a member of the channel. If you cannot afford it or you just don't want to spend money, subscribing to my channel helps massively, because it will help the community, it will help the algorithm, it helps everything. Comment, like down below. I think all of those stuff will be pretty amazing from you. Thanks so much for watching. More content is going to come your way. I already asked my Discord members what they want to see from me in the preseason. We'll adjust some players, we will speak about some players, but I genuinely believe that this is going to be an amazing season for me, even though I'm restricting to myself to half of the players only. But oh no, I think that's going to be amazing. Thanks so much for watching. It has been a long video, but I think I explained everything better. With the time being, we will improve the content. And if you have any ideas, don't forget to share them or join all the links are down in the description. Just join them and you will not regret it. But for now, guys, I'll be heading out. Bye.